But in places like Georgia and Arizona, you're seeing Democratic candidates crop up, and they're not the sort of centrist Democrats that you might expect. Even in a state that is purplish leaning red, you're getting far left wing. I mean, look at the two senators in Georgia. I mean, those guys are, they're basically AOC with a different name. And the same thing we see again and again in Arizona. Think of the guy running now against Kerry Lake. He seems to me to be a real leftist. What do you think what has really happened to enable someone that far left to even have a chance to win in Arizona? Is it a demographic change in Arizona? Is it what's changed? Why is it no longer the Arizona you grew up in?
Yeah, there's been some demographic change, but I don't think Arizona's a purple state. I just don't. I think it's still red, or it's still more red than blue. Okay, we'll say that. I think that there's been a phenomenally effective Democrat machine that's gotten built up. Part of it is just the money, right? When I ran against Mark Kelly, I worked my tail off to raise 14 million bucks. Wasn't enough, and Mitch McConnell ceremoniously withheld funding for Arizona. He went to go waste it on Murkowski up in Alaska. And so, Mark Kelly raised 90 million and the Democrats with PACs poured more in. And so I think that our ideas are so good on the Republican side, especially on the pro-Trump, America First side, that we can win if we're outspent double or even 3-1. But 10-1, and I was a newcomer, and so they were just able to get on TV and own the airwaves, and I think basically lie to people. But they defined me before I was able to define myself. And, I think they lied about Mark Kelly. He might be a nice guy in person, who knows? Who cares, really, right? But he's a far left voter in the Senate. Well, that's not the Mark Kelly that Arizonans got to know through their TV, because he pretends to be moderate. So it's interesting. You mentioned Ruben Gallego, who's the communist, horrible, horrible congressman running against Kerry Lake. We should do everything we can to help Kerry. But Gallego knows that he's got to pretend to be moderate to have a chance in Arizona. So they're hoping that McConnell withholds funding, or whoever's controlling the purse strings withholds it from Kerry. And they're hoping that they can build up such a war chest that they can convince everybody, that they can lie to the people of Arizona to say, oh, Ruben Gallego, he's this moderate guy. No, he's not. He's a far left communist. He's probably to the left of AOC. Like, he's a wild-eyed true believer. And he's going to try to define himself as a moderate. So that tells you they know that they can't actually be transparent about who they are. They have to lie and pretend to be moderate in a swing state like Arizona.